Hello, hi, and welcome to M5's new English learning program, Let's Speak English. Learn English sitting down in front of your TV. I'm Gav Duncan, and I'm here on your TV to help you improve your English. Welcome to Let's Speak English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, then let's learn English together. So, we learned some new verbs and we learned what changes we make when we use the third person singular form. Great! Now, today, let's start with some more new verbs. Let's look at verbs that we use every day. Let's look at daily routine. Okay, so this should be easy. Daily routine. Okay, let's start with my daily routine and see which verbs we use. I wake up at 7:45. I get up at 8 o'clock. I have a shower. In the shower, I wash myself. I wash my face, my armpits, my torso, my legs, my knees, my feet, and everything else. Then I shave. After my shower, I dry myself with a towel and brush my teeth. Then I put on some antiperspirant. I don't comb or brush my hair. I just put some gel in my hair. When my hair is perfect, I get dressed. I put on my socks and pants, and then I put on my jeans and a t-shirt. If I'm cold, I put on a sweatshirt or a jumper. When I'm dressed, I make breakfast. I cook eggs for breakfast. My wife, Evie, likes fried eggs. I like omelettes. We drink coffee and mineral water for breakfast. I like sparkling mineral water, water with bubbles. Evie likes still mineral water, water without bubbles. After breakfast, I wash up the dishes. Then we start work. Okay, by the moustache of Magnum PI, that's a lot of information. Let's have a closer look at the verbs I used. To wake up, to get up, to have a shower, to wash, to shave, to dry, to brush your teeth, to comb, to brush, to get dressed, to make, to cook, to like, to drink, to wash up, to start, to put on. Okay, well, let's think about the verbs I used to talk about my morning routine. What happens to the verbs when we use them for the third person singular? Do you remember what we learned last lesson? That's right, the change of spelling for third person singular verbs in the present simple tense. Do you remember what we normally add to the third person singular? That's right, we normally add S, but some verbs are different, aren't they? Remember? We add S to most verbs in the third person singular, he, she, it. We add ES to irregular verbs which end in SS or X or CH or SH or O in the third person singular. If the verb ends in consonant plus Y, then we change the Y to IES in the third person singular. So, let's look at the verbs in the table and see what happens to the third person singular form. Okay, now, what about the negative in the present simple tense? How do we make the negative? Well, the present simple negative is don't, doesn't, plus the verb. Look at these examples. I like coffee. I don't like coffee. I brush my hair every day. I don't brush my hair every day. I cook eggs every morning. I don't cook eggs every morning. I wake up at 7:45 a.m. I don't wake up at 7:45 a.m. Great. Now let's look at what happens with you, he, she, it, and the plural forms. I get up. I don't, do not get up. You like. You don't, do not like. He, she, it works. He, she, it doesn't, does not work. We cook. We don't, do not cook. You speak French. You don't, do not speak French. They wake up at 6:30. They don't, do not wake up at 6:30. So, that's easy enough, isn't it? When we want to make the negative in the present simple, we use don't and doesn't. We use don't, do not, for I, you, we, you, and they. We use doesn't, does not, for the third person singular, he, she, and it. When we make a negative sentence for the third person singular, we don't add anything to the verb. We use doesn't and then add the verb. We don't say he doesn't works all day. We say he doesn't work all day. We don't say she doesn't likes tea. We say she doesn't like tea. We don't say it doesn't goes fast. We say it doesn't go fast. So, we have to remember two things. One, we use don't, do not for I, you, we, you, and they. We use doesn't, does not with he, she, and it. We use don't, do not, and doesn't, does not with the infinitive. Read, watch, sit, drive, etc. We don't change the third person singular form in the present simple negative. If the positive sentence is he drives, then the negative sentence is not he doesn't drives. The negative sentence is he doesn't drive. Okay, so we know how to make sentences with the present simple tense. We know that we have to be careful with the third person singular in positive sentences because we have to change the ending of the verb. Sometimes we add an S, but if the verb ends in SS or X or CH or O, we add ES to the end. If the verb ends in consonant plus Y, we change the Y to IES. I drink, he drinks. You fly, she flies. They go, it goes. We also know how to make negative sentences with the present simple tense. We make the present simple negative by using don't, do not, and doesn't, does not, with the infinitive. Read, write, watch, etc. I don't read the newspaper. He doesn't read the newspaper. You don't write books. She doesn't write books. They don't watch TV. He doesn't watch TV. Okay, you know what we need to learn next. That's right, how to make a question with the present simple. Okay, well, how do we make a question with the present simple? It's easy. We use do and does in present simple questions. Time for a table, Mabel. I work. Do I work? You work. Do you work? He, she, it works. Does he, she, it work? We work. Do we work? You work. Do you work? They work. Do they work? Okay, so we use do for I, you, we, you and they. And we use does for he, she and it. Simple. Now, let's look at the structure of the question. We use do or does. Then we add the person or thing, the subject. And then we add the infinitive. Read, watch, work. Like this. Does he work? Does plus he, the subject, plus the infinitive. Work. Easy. We often ask the question, what do you do? This is the same as, what is your job? If someone asks me, what do you do? I say, I'm a teacher. Good. Now let's make the following into questions and then answer the questions. Do you like coffee? Yes, I like coffee. Where do you work? I work in Budapest. When do you wake up? I wake up at 6:45 a.m. Does your dog bite? No, it doesn't bite. Does your sister like wine? Yes, she likes wine. Do they play tennis? No, they don't play tennis. Where do you live? I live in Budapest. Where does Gérard Depardieu live? He lives in Moscow. Fantastic! We can make sentences with verbs. Brilliant! Now, let's use the information we learned about my daily routine in another way. Let's change I to he. Now, are we ready? Yes? Terrific! But one last thing before we start. Remember that we have to change from I to he. Okay, but this also means other changes. Myself becomes himself. My face becomes his face. My becomes his. We becomes they. He wakes up at 7:45. He gets up at 8 o'clock. He has a shower. In the shower, he washes himself. He washes his face, his armpits, his torso, his legs, his knees, his feet, and everything else. Then he shaves. After his shower, he dries himself with a towel and brushes his teeth. Then he puts on some antiperspirant. He doesn't comb or brush his hair, he just puts some gel in his hair. When his hair is perfect, he gets dressed. He puts on his socks and pants, and then he puts on his jeans and a t-shirt. If he's cold, he puts on a sweatshirt or a jumper. When he's dressed, he makes breakfast. He cooks eggs for breakfast. His wife, Evie, likes fried eggs. He likes omelettes. They drink coffee and mineral water for breakfast. He likes sparkling mineral water, water with bubbles. Evie likes still mineral water, water without bubbles. After breakfast, he washes up the dishes. Then they start work. My God, blimey, crikey, gadzooks, struth. Well, that was long and hard, wasn't it? That's all we have time for today. But next lesson, we'll learn some more verbs and practice making sentences with them. Today we learned some new verbs and practiced the present simple with negatives and questions. Well, time's up for this lesson, so I'll see you next time. I had fun today. I hope you had fun too. I'm Gav Duncan. I'm not Idi Amin. I'll see you next lesson for more English fun. Thanks for watching M5's new English learning program, Let's Speak English. See you later. Bye.